Hi everyone, this is Brian and welcome to the third key, identifying the nuggets. This key is very important because in my opinion, it's one of the hardest to do well on. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to make it easier to get a great score on this dimension. Again, you're watching the third key in the 7-part video series. As a reminder, I've created videos that deep dive on each and every key. So let's get started on key number 3, identifying the nuggets. In this workshop, you're going to learn 3 topics. First, you'll learn the mistakes and pitfalls that many candidates make, so you'll know what to watch out for as you practice. Second, I'm going to teach you 3 strategies on how to be great at identifying key nuggets. Third, you'll learn the exact difference between good versus great, so you'll know precisely how to get a great score, not just a good score. I've found that candidates typically make 3 types of mistakes in identifying nuggets. First, it's important to know that this key is often tested when you're given charts or tables or exhibits to make sense out of. And so the number one most common mistake is when candidates just read off the slide or exhibit. Now, it's fine to read off what you're seeing to digest the information. It's fine to think out loud. However, the mistake is when candidates stop short and they don't take that extra step of putting it all together and identifying the key nuggets or getting to the so what or what matters. The second most common mistake is candidates who get overwhelmed with too much information. Some cases purposely put extraneous information in an attempt to make it harder to identify those key nuggets. The last common mistake is taking too long to get to what matters or getting to the so what quick enough. But don't worry, because I'm going to introduce a framework to help make this process faster. Now let's talk about the 3 strategies on how to be great at identifying nuggets. And hang tight because we're going to go into great detail on each of these strategies in the next slides. First, you need to use my HTW framework to help you get to what matters a lot quicker. Second, you need to always be thinking about second order effects, or what I call potential implications or considerations. And third, you should always be thinking about what's next. What else do you want to explore from here? So let's discuss the first strategy, using my HTW framework for getting to what matters faster. First, you should read the title of the exhibit so you orient yourself on the exhibit's purpose. This is also known as a headline. Second, you should try to identify the key trends that you're seeing. This will prevent you from merely reading off the chart, which again is one of the most common mistakes candidates make. Third, you need to explicitly state what matters. This is the key nugget, the key insight, the so what, whatever you call it, this is the thing that matters. Again, having the original case questions written down will help a lot with this. Now, let's discuss the second strategy. Always thinking about possible second order effects or implications and key considerations. First, if you identify a key nugget, think about a key risk or consideration of whatever that thing is. Is there an important key risk or consideration to raise? This will show that you're thinking in a deeper level than most candidates. Second, it also helps if you put yourself in your client's shoes. Again, if you have the mindset of living the problem yourself, it'll be much easier to think on your feet when it comes time to identify a key risk or consideration. And third, be very careful about only saying the obvious. You need to differentiate yourself. So once you've identified the key, what matters, see if you can think if there's anything else important to mention. Perhaps the key what matters is that the client should clearly enter a certain market because it's growing fast. But maybe there's also data that shows that they should clearly exit a declining business. Don't forget to say that second point too, again, if it's relevant. Having your case questions written out, again, will help with this. Now let's discuss the last strategy, which is being proactive and thinking about now what, or what's the next area you want to explore or thing to know. First, once you uncover the what matters or the so what or the key insights, that should be a trigger to get your mind thinking about now what. Second, again, try to live the problem. If the case protagonist is the CEO, then adopt the mindset of the CEO as best you can. Remember, this is your problem to solve, not the case interviewer's. So what else do you want to know if you are in fact living the problem? And third, don't rely on the interviewer to be the one to guide you to the now what. Remember, if you've identified what matters, it is up to you to drive to where you want to go next. What's next area you want to know more about? Now that you have the 3 strategies of how to be great at identifying nuggets, it's very important that you understand the difference between good versus great performance in this dimension. One of the best ways to do this is to actually hear and see examples of good versus great performance when it comes to identifying nuggets, and see this across different cases. And it's even more powerful if you actually practice alongside me in an interactive way. And that's exactly what I talk about next. So now you've learned how to be great at identifying nuggets, but you need to actually practice being great at identifying these nuggets. And in my Practice Case Interviews with Me program, you're going to get several cases where you'll actually practice the case alongside me. I'm going to give you the case prompts and questions, and you're going to respond just like you would in the real world. Then, we're going to pause after each key, like uncovering nuggets, and you're going to see and hear the exact answer. One showing a good performance and another showing a great performance. I'm going to help you objectively score yourself just like a case interviewer would on each of the keys. So at the end of the case, you can see if you'd actually pass the interview in the real world and know exactly the areas you need to focus on to get the offer. With that said, I look forward to seeing you in key number 4, calculating math.